Hey everyone, and welcome back to Uncle Sam Fun English. I'm Theus.
And I'm Belle. Ready for another useful lesson?
Absolutely. Today we're tackling how to stop using very all the time.
Using very too much can make your English sound basic.
We'll show you more sophisticated ways to express yourself.
Let's dive in.
So Belle, why is it that so many English learners rely so heavily on the word very? What's the big deal?
Well, Theus, it's because very seems like a simple way to intensify adjectives, right? But it's often overused and makes your English sound less sophisticated. A common mistake is saying very happy instead of exploring richer vocabulary.
I totally get it. I remember when I was learning, very was my go-to word for everything. Like, very good, very bad, very interesting. Did you go through a very phase too?
Absolutely. It's a natural stage, but relying on it too much can limit your expressiveness. It happens because learners often aren't exposed to or don't actively use more nuanced vocabulary that conveys stronger emotions or descriptions.
Exactly. So, instead of saying very cold, you could say freezing. Or instead of very hot, you could say boiling. What are some other examples where very just doesn't cut it? For instance, you'd rarely hear a native speaker say a painting is very beautiful, right?
Right. Instead, they might say it's exquisite, stunning, or even breathtaking. The impact of overuse is that your language lacks color and depth. You sound less fluent, even if your grammar is perfect. People might perceive your vocabulary as limited.
So, what happens if you constantly use words like very in a business meeting, for example? Will it make my message weaker?
It could certainly dilute the impact of your points. Saying something is very important doesn't carry the same weight as saying it's crucial or essential. Using stronger words shows a better command of the language and gives your message more authority. Plus, people might interpret overuse of very as a sign of laziness in your vocabulary.
Okay, I'm convinced. I need to break my very habit. What if I say very tired after a long flight? Is there a better way to express that?
Yes. Instead of very tired, you could say exhausted, worn out, or even drained. The key is to replace very plus adjective with a single, more powerful adjective.
So, it's about expanding my vocabulary and actively choosing words that are more descriptive and evocative. I always thought that very was safe, but it appears to be holding me back from sounding more proficient. So how do we fix this?
We fix it by becoming more aware of our word choices and actively seeking out alternatives. We need to consciously replace very with stronger, more descriptive words. Okay, so the first thing we can do to avoid using very is to replace it with stronger adjectives. Instead of saying very good, use a word that's already expressing that high level of goodness.
Can you give me a specific example? I think I need a clearer picture of what you mean by stronger adjectives.
Sure. Instead of saying very cold, you could say freezing. Instead of very hot, you could say sweltering. Or, instead of very angry, try furious or irate. Do you see how those words already contain the intensity?
Okay, so instead of layering very on top, you just pick a word that's already strong. So, would it be right to say the coffee is scalding instead of the coffee is very hot?
Exactly. That's a perfect example. And remember, the best choice depends on the specific context. Boiling could also work, but scalding often implies the danger of being burned.
Got it. So it's not just about finding any synonym, but finding the asterisk right synonym that accurately conveys the meaning and the intensity.
Precisely. Think about the nuance. Very happy could be delighted, ecstatic, or even overjoyed, depending on asterisk why the person is happy and how strongly they feel it. For instance, winning the lottery might make you ecstatic, while a simple compliment might just leave you delighted. Using stronger, more specific words makes your English sound so much more polished. You're not just saying things are good or bad, you're painting a more vivid picture.
So Belle, what about when we want to emphasize something but very doesn't quite cut it? Are there stronger alternatives?
Absolutely, Theus. Sometimes, very feels a bit weak. Instead of very happy, we could say ecstatic, or instead of very sad, try devastated. The key is choosing words with more impact.
Okay, I like that. So instead of very angry, I could say furious. Is that the right idea?
Exactly. Furious conveys a much stronger sense of anger than very angry. Think about the feeling you want to express and then choose the word that best captures that intensity. It's much more impactful.
Got it. But are there times when using these stronger words might be too much? Like, would it be weird to say I was devastated because I lost my keys?
That's a great question. Context is everything. Saying you're devastated about losing your keys might be an exaggeration, unless those keys were incredibly important or sentimental. In that case, maybe frustrated or annoyed would be more appropriate.
So, if I'm very surprised, what are some options depending on the situation?
Well, if it's a pleasant surprise, you could say thrilled or delighted. If it's a shocking surprise, astonished or flabbergasted might fit better. And if it's just a mild surprise, maybe intrigued or curious would work.
Okay, so thrilled when I get a promotion, astonished when I see a ghost, and intrigued when I hear a rumor. Am I getting it?
You've got it. The nuance is important. Think about the intensity of the surprise and the emotion connected to it. This will help you choose the most effective word. Also, consider your audience.
What if I want to say something is very important? Are there alternatives besides crucial or essential?
Yes, significant is a good one if it's about having a strong impact. Paramount, if it's the most important thing above all others. Vital, if it's necessary for survival or success.
Paramount sounds powerful. So, instead of saying, it's very important to study, I could say, it's paramount to study?
Absolutely. It's paramount to study emphasizes the critical importance of studying much more effectively than just saying it's very important. However, be mindful of overusing strong words. They lose their impact.
Are there any exceptions or things to watch out for when using these stronger words instead of very?
Definitely. Overusing these stronger words can make your language sound unnatural or overly dramatic. Also, be careful about using words you don't fully understand. Make sure you know the precise meaning and connotations before using them in conversation. It's also good to vary your language.
That makes sense. So, I shouldn't say I'm flabbergasted every time someone tells me a joke.
Exactly. Save flabbergasted for truly shocking or unbelievable situations. Using it too often will diminish its impact and make you sound a little insincere. Choose wisely, and remember that sometimes a simple surprised is perfectly fine. Aim for clarity and authenticity. Okay, so let's say you want to describe something that's not just good, but exceptionally good. Instead of saying very good, try excellent, superb, or even outstanding.
That makes sense. Very good is kind of blah. So, instead of saying, this coffee is very good, I could say, this coffee is outstanding.
Exactly. And think about the nuance. Outstanding suggests it's better than average, something truly remarkable. Excellent implies high quality, and superb suggests perfection.
Right. So it's not just about sounding smarter, but also about being more precise with my language. And if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Uncle Sam Fun English.
Absolutely. Now, consider the word sad. Instead of very sad, you could say devastated, heartbroken, or grief-stricken, depending on the intensity of the emotion.
Okay, I see. So, my dog ran away and I'm very sad, becomes, my dog ran away and I'm heartbroken. It definitely adds more impact.
Precisely. And heartbroken conveys a deeper sense of loss than just sad. Devastated would suggest an even greater shock and emotional turmoil.
Got it. So, very is like a lazy modifier. We can almost always find a stronger, more descriptive word to replace it.
That's right. Now, let's think about angry. Instead of very angry, you could say furious, irate, or enraged.
Okay. So instead of saying my neighbor is very angry because I parked in his spot, I could say, my neighbor is furious because I parked in his spot.
Yes, furious implies a sudden, intense anger. Irate suggests a more controlled, but still significant, level of annoyance. Enraged suggests uncontrollable anger.
I'm getting the hang of this. So, instead of very happy, we could say ecstatic, delighted, or thrilled.
Exactly. Consider this. I was very happy to receive the award. Could become I was thrilled to receive the award.
Wow, much better. Thrilled sounds so much more genuine and enthusiastic than just very happy.
Right. And consider the context. Ecstatic suggests overwhelming joy, while delighted implies a more gentle, pleasant happiness.
So, the key is to think about the specific emotion or quality we're trying to convey and then choose a word that captures that nuance.
Exactly. Now, what about scary? Instead of very scary, we could say terrifying, horrifying, or petrifying.
Okay, so, that movie was very scary becomes that movie was terrifying. It sounds way more intense.
Absolutely. Terrifying suggests something that fills you with terror. Horrifying suggests something that causes intense disgust and fear. Petrifying implies something that makes you feel frozen with fear.
I'm loving this. It's like upgrading my vocabulary one, very, at a time. So, let's say you want to describe a situation as very important.
Instead of very important, you could use crucial, essential, or vital. These words emphasize the significance of the matter.
Ah, good point. So, saying, it's very important to be on time, could be, it's crucial to be on time. Much stronger.
Precisely. Crucial implies that something is decisive or critical to success. Essential indicates that something is absolutely necessary. Vital suggests that something is necessary for survival or well-being.
Now, what about describing someone as very smart? We could say intelligent, brilliant, or genius.
Exactly. So, instead of saying, she's very smart, you could say, she's brilliant, especially if she's exceptionally clever.
Makes sense. Intelligent is a general term for being smart, while brilliant implies exceptional intelligence, and genius suggests unparalleled intellectual ability.
Right, and that's the key to sounding smarter and more fluent. Choosing the most precise and impactful word to convey your meaning. This skill will make you a better communicator in the long run. Let's practice. I'm going to give you a sentence using very, and you tell me a better way to say it, okay? First one. The movie was very good.
Okay, Instead of very good, could I say, the movie was excellent?
Excellent is a great improvement. That's one option. Another could be, the movie was outstanding. Notice how both convey a stronger, more precise level of goodness.
Right, very good is kind of vague. So, the key is to replace very with a more descriptive adjective. Let me try another one. The coffee is very hot.
Okay, good one. Think of words that describe a high level of heat specifically. What do you think?
How about, the coffee is scalding? Is that too intense?
Scalding works perfectly. It implies it's hot enough to burn you, which is more specific than very hot. Another option could be, the coffee is piping hot.
Okay, I get it. Now, what if I said, I am very tired? That's a common one.
It is indeed, and there are so many great alternatives. Instead of very tired, you could say, I am exhausted, or I am drained. Can you feel the difference?
Yes, exhausted sounds much stronger than just very tired. It suggests I have no energy left at all. Let me see, what if I said, the test was very easy?
Okay, that's a great one. Instead of very easy, you could say, the test was a breeze, or the test was effortless. What do you think about those?
The test was a breeze. Sounds more casual and relatable, while effortless sounds a bit more formal. So, it depends on the context. How about this one? She was very angry.
Okay, let's see. Instead of very angry, you could say, she was furious, or she was enraged. Both of those are much more powerful.
Furious, yes. It paints a stronger picture of her anger. Let me try this one. He was very sad after the movie.
Good one. Try something like, he was heartbroken after the movie, or, he was devastated after the movie. Those both emphasize a deeper level of sadness.
Okay, I like that. Heartbroken. Sounds like he was deeply affected by the film, maybe a romantic movie gone wrong. Let's try another. The building is very tall.
Instead of very tall, consider words like towering or sky high. Those give a better sense of scale and impressiveness.
Towering. That makes me think of a giant, imposing structure. Let's see, here's one. The food was very tasty.
Instead of very tasty, you might use words like delicious, flavorful, or exquisite, depending on the specific taste experience.
Okay, so exquisite might be used for a fancy, high-end meal, while delicious is a good all-around replacement.
Exactly, and flavorful emphasizes the richness of the spices and ingredients. Now it's your turn to practice on your own. Try replacing very in sentences you hear or read today.
That's a great idea. Pay attention to how other people use language and try to incorporate these stronger words into your own vocabulary. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. So, remember, instead of overusing very, try some of the stronger, more descriptive words we discussed today.
Try to incorporate one new word each day to gradually enrich your vocabulary and improve your fluency.
With a little practice, you'll sound more confident and sophisticated in your English conversations.
Remember to subscribe to Uncle Sam Fun English for more lessons like this that will boost your vocabulary.
Thanks for listening, and keep practicing those new words.
See you next time. Bye everyone.